What's up guys, I'm Malcolm. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the physique update of the mutant, Nick Walker, and most importantly, the reveal of his coach, Kyle Wilkes. So Nick Walker tagged him in this update, which obviously means that this is the guy who is gonna be aiming to bring Nick Walker in the best shape of his life in this upcoming 2025 season. So for your information, Kyle is the coach of that 19 years old kid, who by the way is now 20 years old. The kid who is one of the youngest IFB pros in classic physique at the moment. So that physique at 20 years of age, that just goes to show you that Anton is a true freak of nature. But the thing is, so is Nick Walker, because as we all know, his nickname is the Mutant. And that suggests how quickly Nick Walker has been able to put on mass. The man is one of the biggest freaks in the men's open bodybuilding, who had 2 rough years. But no one can deny that Nick Walker is a great bodybuilder and Arnold Classic champion. So with this entire debate of whom Nick is gonna go with, as there was so much chatter about Hadi and Stefan, which Nick himself categorically denied. So this debate is now settled. Great to see Nick Walker gaining his confidence, putting out more physique updates, just like he used to do back in the day, and his strength in the gym, that is also going up. Now we can totally understand why he did not go with a big name like Hadi Rambod, Patrick or Stefan, because those names are already working with some of the biggest names in the industry. Hadi Rambod has Hadi Chupan and Derek, Stefan has Martin, and so many other guys. So Nick would have thought that there could be a conflict of interest, as his chances of becoming Miss Olympia, they have gotten lesser and lesser in the last 2 years. So what do you guys think about this move from Nick Walker? Is this the first time we are seeing the Persian Wolf, Hadi Chupan, taking a shirtless selfie? Well, that might be true. Now, I have to say, whether he is off or on, Hadi Chupan is always ripped. It's the 4th week post-Olympia 2024, where Hadi placed 2nd for the 2nd consecutive year, and I have to say the man looks so shredded. So this has now been confirmed that Hadi Chupan isn't gonna be competing in any show next year, other than the Olympia 2025. Now, if you guys ask me, I think he still has got a shot against the best in the world, Samson Dauda, because he simply wasn't at his A game at this past Miss Olympia. Now you can point out multiple factors on why Hadi did not look at his all-time best or as good as he did at the Arnold at this year's Miss Olympia. There is also this theory that he was training way too hard and way too heavy, especially that close to the shoe. Another one is that he went too hard for this year's Arnold to bring his best, and he did accomplish that. But his body was just tired and burnt out by the end of the season, because if you guys think about it, he did a total of 4 shows in a span of 1 year. But whatever the reason was, Hadi Chupan just proved to the bodybuilding world that he is way more competitive than his teammate and former Miss Olympia Derek. Too bad the fans have to wait an entire year to see him back up on that stage. But that is what's needed if he wants to win back the Olympia title. Next up, we have a 10 days out physique update from Martin-Fitzwater, the absolute favorite to win in Prague and secure his early Olympia qualification for next year. So how crazy is the fact that the 4th best bodybuilder in the world, he is so gifted that he does no cardio and still gets so shredded and really peeled out of his mind. And he can get extremely dry. So Stefan, his coach, he has now dropped the hammer, and this is the time Martin is gonna bring out more and more detail with every passing day. The thing is, if you can make people wonder that a guy is potentially beating the reigning Miss Olympia, Derek Lunsford, on his Olympia debut, there isn't any bigger statement than that. Because I think we can all agree, Derek is a great bodybuilder, one of the best in this era. And this was only Martin's first year. So this has now been confirmed by Martin that he plans to shut it down after winning this year's Prague and come back to win that $100,000 at this year's Pittsburgh Pro. Now that sounds like a great plan.
In Arnold.
No.
No. Flat out no. So what is it then? Is it Prague, and then can you talk about it? Do you know what your plan is?
Pittsburgh is confirmed. After
Yeah, I
that,
remember you said that, yeah.
As he will have a few months of decent off-season to get big, to grow more, to put on more lean muscle tissue in all the right areas. Because I for one do not want him to go through an entire off-season, take another year off, Because we have seen this happen so many times that in chairs of that size, guys lose their entire symmetry and the flow that they have. Because this has happened to so many bodybuilders over the years. Now it will be awesome to see Nick versus Martin at this year's Pittsburgh Pro. Have that rematch and sell this debate. Who is the best among both these amazing bodybuilders? Because we saw that happening this year. Martin really gave Nick Walker a serious run for his money. And Martin has improved a lot since the New York Pro. Now we cannot say the same about Nick Walker because he hasn't competed since the New York Pro. Next up we have Marcelo aka Horse MD, just a few days out of this year's Romania Pro, which is only gonna be his third show of his career. So there is a picture of him from the start of 2023. And it is so crazy how much muscle Milosorcev was able to help Horse MD put on during just 1 year. So his pro debut at the same Romania Pro last year, that was extremely impressive. He had some very big flaws, but he did such a good job at doing a vacuum and creating that illusion of having sort of a smaller waistline. And he was able to beat so many big names, guys like Nathan Diasha, Andrea Presti, and Muhammad Fadal. But matter of the fact is, when Horse MD isn't in the pose, his waist is quite wide. We did not see much from him during the off-season, which started after this year's Arnold Classic. Now we all know on social media or Instagram, every bodybuilder posts his favorite and strongest shots. And just like that, Horse posted the front and the side shots. But we have yet to see how much his back has improved, because that was the major lagging body part in his physique last time. Now I'm gonna say do not expect to see some major improvements, especially in his back, because this wasn't like a full-blown off-season stretched over an entire year. This off-season lasted only a few months, and without a back, Horse will have a very hard time against the likes of Rafael Akim Williams, and all these other guys. And not to forget, there are some very good guys in this lineup, like Emir, Christian Volsky. So a top 3 finish, that will be a win for Horse MD. The industry all remembered and paid their respects to the late Shawn Roden. I have to say one of the most unlucky Miss Olympias in the history of the sport, who did not even get a chance to defend his title. He was simply banned from competing based on some allegations, which by the way never got proved in the court. Now I truly believe Shawn Roden's 2018 physique, that was truly one of the best Olympia winning physiques ever. So Shawn was always known for having his insane symmetry. He had those huge flaring quads, one of the best at his time, and with such a small waistline. So Shawn really was one of the more aesthetic Miss Olympias. And looking at the year 2019, which by the way is regarded as one of those weak Olympia lineups, Shawn would have 100% successfully defended his title against Brandon Curry and William Bonac. So what Shawn did back in 2018, that was truly unthinkable. He made all of us eat our words by beating the 7 times Miss Olympia, Phil Heath, which seemed impossible at that time, because people did not even have Shawn Roden in their top 3. So other than Shawn being a great bodybuilder and a Miss Olympia, there isn't one person who talks bad about his overall attitude. He was a good man, he was a good friend, and we just wish he would have been allowed to compete in 2019 and 2020. One of the best we have seen on that Olympia stage. May his soul rest in peace. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.